It feels great to be back here at Rise again. I want to thank the Rise team for getting us all together in an event that celebrates people and identities. While today most organizations are only starting out on their inclusion journeys, what's more important today is that the conversations have begun and people are looking to hear more and get involved more. At Fiserv, as an equal opportunity employer, we celebrate all identities and encourage our people to express themselves and bring their 100% authentic selves to work and feel like they belong. Today, I have with me Arun Sharma, COO, Fiserv Global Services, and the executive sponsor for our LGBTQ plus employee resource group, Unity, in conversation on belonging, a business strategy. Welcome, Arun. It's good to have you here. Let me start with my first question. The tagline for RISE this year is reimagining inclusion for social equity. In the last 2 decades, there has been a shift from diversity to inclusion and now to equity. Why is this shift so important?
Hi, Kanisha. Good morning. Great to be back here. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Rice and the audience for this opportunity. I think it's a great question to kick off this conversation. Um, Diversity, inclusion, and equity over the last, I would say, several years have been at the forefront. Um, and I think it's important we look at each of these terms individually. So diversity means bringing talent from different backgrounds, different genders. Neurodiversity is very, very important. Inclusion essentially is how do you create a space and how do you amplify their voices? And equity is to make sure that it's fair for all, and I think it's the glue that kind of binds everything together. Uh, Organizations, I think, have made great strides in all three areas, and more work needs to be done. Um, I think it's also important to call out that customers as well as employees, they are looking for real intent backed by action and not satisfied with vague platitudes about change. The research shows that Gen Z group, they essentially will make a decision of joining or not joining an organization on the basis of what they're doing in the space of diversity, inclusion, and equity. At Fiserv, I think we have done an amazing work. We have the right policies, the right structures, the right systems in place to ensure that we are promoting diversity, inclusion, and equity. Just to call out, we have our insurance plan, which extends to same-sex partners, and our LGBTQ employee resource group, Unity. It creates a strong connect between members and its allies for driving inclusion.
Thanks, Arun, actually for talking about that. You just talked about unity, and let me ask you this. A lot of organizations and leaders are still trying to get started on their journey of sponsorship. So, how do leaders today truly impact inclusion?
Yeah, thanks, Kanisha. I think my view is that people need new ways to think and talk about diversity and inclusion, and of course, equity. Leaders need to support that by developing new skills that enable equity and inclusion in the workplace. And the organizations need scalable ways to ensure that their D&I initiatives, they avoid common mistakes and are sustainable over the long haul. So it needs to start from the organization's values and its culture, because they play a critical role. Everything kind of flows from there. Awareness and intent of the organizations to take specific measures to instill inclusion within the overall ecosystem is critical. So, how does that happen? I believe the organization culture must prioritize humanity and connect. We need to create and give opportunities for our people to understand the history, understand and acknowledge their personal biases, build empathy, respect for others, um, getting comfortable with differences, and leverage the power of difference. These are the skills that are not natural. They require training and they require ongoing practice. This is this is dedicated individual hard work, but that needs to be modeled from the top. But I believe this is also what's required to achieve true equity in the workplace. So to get there from here, conflict is sometimes is required for true transformation. In fact, conflict is change trying to happen. Yet many companies and societies go to great length to avoid conflict of any type. So the leadership mandate and commitment to diversity it brings about a change in mindset and inspire real conversations across levels on these topics. Initiatives such as gender diversity training, raising awareness about LGBTQ issues is a great place to start. Uh, DEI needs to be a C-suite topic. At Fiserv, our framework for inclusive leadership has been built into our new hire orientation, our leadership programs, our online curriculum. In fact, the Fiserv Management Committee and over 300 of our topmost leaders globally participated in this program. After all, it makes business sense. As Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai said, a diverse mix of voices leads to better discussions, which leads to better decisions and finally outcomes for everyone.
I know that, Arun, you're speaking from experience. You have been the sponsor for Unity, which is our ERG for LGBTQ+. How has that experience been? Today, many organizations are trying to get started on that. How do they build a business case for it?
We started Unity about 2 years ago, and it has been a hugely rewarding journey. We launched the India ERG Employee Resource Group, and I think it sometimes gets referred to by different names in different companies, such as Affinity Networks or Business Resource Groups, with just a handful of people. And by the end of year one, we had over 1,000 committed and passionate allies in support. In these 2 years, we worked through sensitization and got people to really understand about allyship and build awareness around the program and really solidify our organization's stance towards DEI. If I were to talk about myself, the program has helped me understand how businesses thrive when its employees thrive, when they feel secure to express themselves and be their 100% most authentic selves. Like I said, inclusion is good business, period. Working in an open and accepting environment where you can be free to be yourself can bring a significant jump in productivity and creativity levels of current and potential employees. Countless studies affirm that working in an open and accepting environment where you are free to be yourself can bring a visible shift in profits. It's simple. When organizations increase their scope of hiring, they also increase the perspectives and viewpoints they bring on board, which will clearly lead to creating new ways to engage and delight their clients and customers. Finally, when people belong and when they truly feel connected to their workplace, when they see their identities celebrated, they will automatically want to stick around for longer tenure. At Fiserv, we are committed to creating a workplace experience that focuses on pride and engagement. Fiserv at our best exists because our associates can be at their best and bring their whole identities to work every single day.
Thanks, Arun. But let's take the conversation a little wider. ERG is one thing, but if organizations were to just look at creating equitable workforce, With that in mind, and having an equitable workplace, what more is needed? What are the things that they should definitely keep in mind?
I think you said it right. I think creating equitable workplaces goes beyond hiring diverse talent. It is about building an inclusive work environment for employees where all differences and unique perspectives are appreciated, actually celebrated. Like I said, it starts from the values and organization's culture. They play a critical role in its ability to attract, nurture, and retain world class talent. Organizations can be integral mediums to bring change by creating positive and thriving work environment where people feel confident and acknowledged. Be a force for good. You know, building space for open conversations and discussions with employees of different genders, sexual orientations, and gender expressions is a step in the right direction. Promoting inclusive leadership at all levels is crucial, not just to set the right culture within the organization, but also to address positive behavioral practices and initiatives. Partnerships. Partnerships with like minded organizations that promote and support employment for LGBTQ plus individuals are fast emerging to help organizations address diversity hiring. ERGs, the employee resource groups, are key platforms that connect associates and allow them to share perspectives and support each other to drive holistic development. In addition to it all, ongoing sensitization, awareness, and training will always be an important aspect of increasing allyship. At Fiserv, ERGs play a vital role in developing associate organization partnership that supports talent acquisition, talent development, associate engagement, supplier diversity objectives, and the community. Our LGBTQ plus ERG Unity connects our associates globally through shared experiences with peers and allies for inclusive networking and growth. Additionally, like you said at the beginning, we are an equal opportunity employer, and our benefits portfolio reflects our commitment to foster a culture of diversity and inclusion. We're also listed as an equal opportunity employer on our external job postings.
Arun, I think after listening to all of this, I'm very sure that the organizations which are listening in can't wait to get started. It's always one step at a time. Thank you so much, for your time here. I would just say that from what I understood from you, every person brings their own stories to an organization, their own experiences, their own skill sets, and the more the organization can leverage and use these skills and let people be their own selves, not just that the associates thrive, but also the organizations. With that in mind, thank you so much for your time, and let's all build a safe environment for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.